We aim to be one of the top boutique hotels in the country, if not in the world. And one of the things that we need for that is that feedback from guests. So Oceana is a 10-room boutique hotel. We're situated in the Eastern Cape of South Africa. We have a wildlife reserve, but our big unique selling point is that we have 7 kilometers of beach on the front of the property. The experience is based on a core hospitality experience. It's about putting your feet up, getting away from everything and just relaxing. So Oceana is a part of the Mantis Collection. It's a group of eco-resorts and hotels based in South Africa but worldwide. And our claim to fame is that we're the only hotel group in the world that is on all 7 continents, including Antarctica. When we moved over to GuestRevu, it was actually because the whole group moved over to GuestRevu. And one of the primary reasons for that was that the GuestRevu gave the group a dashboard where they could benchmark the various hotels against each other. And that capability to benchmark hotels and see who's doing well and who's not, who's got a good food and beverage operation versus who's got a good housekeeping operation, really helped us in terms of fine-tuning our group operations. From an Oceana level, the fit in terms of online reputation management and the flexibility was really nice. As a GM, I could sit and I could adjust the questionnaire to get the answers back that I needed to make the right decisions about running the business. So we had another program that we were using, also an online portal. It was getting feedback from the guests, but it didn't have any online reputation management. And I didn't find that it correlated all the information together in an easy-to-use dashboard. We also found that the program was a little bit inflexible and that it had very set questions that you could ask. And where we wanted to adjust it for our unique circumstances, we couldn't. So previously, we'd have to manually check all the websites. Obviously, we'd get update emails from those individual websites, but there was quite a lot of manual admin in making sure that things were done. And also what we couldn't do is correlate all that information into a single dashboard that gave us a guest experience score and also benchmarked us against the properties that we compete with locally and internationally. So TripAdvisor was a priority. We always did a lot of work on that and we tried to get more reviews out of it. We find that guests, especially at our luxury level, they want to have something that explains or shows what the experience they're going to get is. We always had to do that manually. Now using it at the back of our survey obviously gives us a few more conversions in terms of reviews each month. And it's a lot easier for us to manage in terms of seeing what that feedback coming back from TripAdvisor is. So we aim to be one of the top boutique hotels in the country, if not in the world. And one of the things that we need for that is that feedback from guests. When the guests are here, they will give you feedback on their stay, but it's nice having something that's slightly impartial and also a little bit of distance from their stay. So GuestRevu really gives us a platform to get hold of those guests, get their feedback. What we really love about GuestRevu is at the bottom, there's a little window that says, do you want to leave any other comments about the property? And we get a whole lot of constructive criticism and just really good points about the property that you wouldn't get in talking to a guest when they're here during the experience. I think the biggest thing is that we're able to respond quicker to when things are starting to slip back. Historically, you would wait until there's some big complaints from customers and then you go into the department and you'd have to restructure and figure out where things have gone wrong. Now what we do is we can start seeing where the scoring is dropping down slightly and we can deal with issues within that department before they become an issue that affects the guest experience. We adopted GuestRevu about 3.5 years ago. At the time it was extremely easy. A couple of email addresses set up, gave it to the staff and they ran with it. And now every morning staff come in and they manually upload and we send out our guest review questionnaires to the guests that departed the previous day. Primarily our reservations team use GuestRevu. They will upload and send the guest review questionnaires out. They get a copy of all the replies, as do I, and does my food and beverage team. Those questionnaires then are shown to staff and used to motivate them. I primarily use it on a weekly basis. I'll pull the weekly reports, look at overall satisfaction, NPS, value for money, and then the primary service areas are really important for us because that shows us where we're doing very well in the guest experience and where we need to do some work in the guest experience. We did. One of the things here is that we work in very small percentages. When you're aiming to be the top, the difference between a good stay and a great stay is minute percentages in terms of what you do. So we had to customize our survey to deal with every single aspect of our guest experience, including game drives, beach picnics, the spa, etc. In customizing the survey, what it allowed us to do was ask the questions about very specific areas that we wanted to know about. And so the key performance areas give us this scoring background or benchmark for each department. And we can look at that compared to last year. We can look at it year to date compared to last year. We can look at it compared to last month. We can even segment it out where we look at our international clients versus how our local clients are. And that kind of flexibility is great for us. So one of the things that I really enjoy about GuestRevu is the online reputation management. We had always focused on TripAdvisor specifically as a review platform, but it opened us up to things like Google Review, Booking.com, Hotel Beds, Expedia, and so on. While we were booking on those platforms, we weren't utilizing the review process within them. And that really has made a big difference to us, where we're starting to get more reviews on those OTAs, and we're starting to get more business from them because there's a better review platform and a better reputation on those OTAs. So hospitality as an industry is changing. It used to be about just having a nice room that people can sleep in. It's more and more about the experience that you give and the experience that the guest gets within your property. And that's not just the room, it's also the food and beverage and the service and the ambiance and so on. If you're not benchmarking that, you are falling behind. GuestRevu gives you that ideal platform to benchmark what you're doing as a business, right, and then make decisions on how you need to adjust to get that guest experience right.